We're doing another live stream. So I sense that something is in the air. There's a sense of evil in the air. It's all over the news. And I have a lot of stuff marked to my watch later tab. It's just too much to go into. This person killed this person killed their son. It's off the hook. But then there's the reality of the planetary alignment. And so where there is an increase in strong evil, that can also be a time in which there can be possibly some good also. So I think that it's important to look at the spiritual significance of the planetary alignment. And Sadhguru is getting death threats. Interesting. Now, I don't know anything about the controversy about him as a person, but there's a lot of videos of people attacking pastors all over YouTube. Don't miss the planetary alignment of 2025, Sadhguru. So this is what I was thinking today. Let me just get the video ready for you. That this period in time should be a period in which I produce spiritual content. There's various things with regards to dealing. There's various things that are calling me with regards to discussing Dr. Burrow Payne. There are various things that are calling me with regards to Gnostic literature, which I've been promoting for a number of years, which is a deeper, more mystical understanding of that which we choose to call God. It's been a major topic on my channel for a number of years, so it's probably a good time for me to start mirroring some of that classic content. But for now, I'm in a mental space as I get ready to play this for you, of feeling the noise of this world, and it's really bothering me. I was just at the park not too long ago. I just got back from the park, and I've probably spent 2 hours under the sun just walking under the sun, just taking in that solar energy, and then getting all these ideas and insights for content. And it just continues and continues. And I want to travel so badly now. I feel so inspired to travel to Arizona and to Las Vegas. And so for any of you that may be in those locations, and it's good for me to start new with people that I haven't already had arguments with, but I definitely am setting out the intention that I want to be in Arizona. Costilla County is calling me, but only from a metaphysical perspective. No one is calling me in Costilla County, and I don't think that I should actually go back there because it's very harsh. There's a lot of Nazis and racists that really don't like people that are darker skinned, that live out on the prairie. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play the video from Sadhguru. And if anyone would like to make any content suggestions or requests, you can just pretty much put it in the subject line over at magicshift333 at proton.me. So let's take a look at this. Don't miss the planetary alignment of 2025.
The solar flares have. It has a significant impact on the magnetic field of the planet and the amount of radiation that happens. Unless you believe you understand, you cannot accept anything. The solar flare activity in the sun has gone up significantly, and it's going up further. Maybe about 17, 18 months ago.
He is popular for talking about the sun, okay? However, I talked about certain projections regarding the sun before he went that deep. It's like now it's out of the box. He's talking about it on a more deeper level than he did before when I was talking about it on a more deeper level, and he was talking about it on a more mystical, whatever is the mythological understanding of the sun, mythology, things of that nature. Not so much sun and wars, sun and false flags, sun and demonic possessions, or what he might call, or an Indian might call an asura. And so there is some compatibility between us, but I don't know if he is a cult leader or not. But I know if there's some spiritual information that we can learn from him. A lot of people do learn from him. And so it's a matter of taking what applies and leaving the rest. So I'm not, just because he's an Indian guru, and some of them are freaks like Sai Baba. Doesn't mean that he is, or that all of his content should be ignored. So I think that I should be reflecting on maybe some more of his content. When I hand out my card here locally, I was trying to find an Indian teacher, someone that would teach me also to be welcomed by the church. I visited over 10 churches and also gave my card out to over 20 white men, over 60, because usually older men get these concepts, and also a lot of older Latina women, but a lot of them, it seems that none of them have come to this channel. What I believe is that all ethnicities, all races matter, and that all of them should be able to receive these spiritual teachings.
Started.
I'm going to go back to drinking my tea.
When the solar
I'm
flares
drinking more green tea in the last couple of days with probiotics.
increase, it has a significant impact on the magnetic
I'm
field.
going to show you the soul report now and
Of
ask
the
yourself,
planet.
are you feeling increased anger or aggression by any chance? Do you understand what my books are about? That when the sun increases, people will all of a sudden get trolly, angry, and can suffer from stress and could go through certain cardiac issues.
And the amount of radiation that happens, there are various things. I don't want to go into the science of it, but it has serious impact on all planets.
Okay. This shows that we are experiencing solar activity increase right now as of today.
Believe you understand, you cannot accept anything. These are very crippling states. But unfortunately, people have come to this. When I say you believe you understand, do you really understand how this planet is spinning and how it is going around the sun and how this is all working and how it is impacting your body and how you're living and how your breath is happening? Do you really understand? But you read it in the sixth standard textbook. You're a textbook scientist and you know all of it, you know everything. So, essentially, except for a few top-notch scientists maybe, for the rest of them, science is like religion, they just believe. What is said in one book, if you believe, you become religious. If you believe what is said in many textbooks, you become scientific. Very few people are real scientists who are genuinely exploring. So for most of the…
I'm going to be talking shortly about how I think that this is a spiritual period in time to begin a certain study or meditative practice. And I feel like my next video should be showing you the different clips from the movie Firestarter, which came out in 1985, which pretty much shows a young Debbie Moore exemplifying basically, the powers of Dion Fortune, although she's a pyro in that, and I tend to see that as a metaphor. The powers of fire being like of a certain type of spiritual fire. So I feel like I want to ignite that positive spiritual fire. For those of you that are regular viewers of mine that do appreciate hearing my voice during this time.
The humanity, I'm talking about the
But he does.
educated class of people.
Okay.
Science is generally like religion.
So I think for those of you that generally are of the more meditative kind, that want me to be in that mindset, this is that time.
Only thing is…
This is that time to get into a godly, meditative, humble mindset in order to evolve beyond the hardships of this world and where it's going to take us, okay? We need to be able to override the mind control and whatever's going on with the normies, zombies, android zombie apocalypse. And if you have not yet heard my 2020 podcast, you might want to check that out. Check out the playlist section of this YouTube channel.
With
And
science,
check out the podcast from 2020.
you could change your opinion after 2 years. With religion, if you change, you'll get poked. Except for that,
Understand androids, zombies. You must understand and listen to my Social Ape Android podcast to understand how racism, as it is right now, is part of a demonic system, which is what I'm calling out. The demonic system, the archonic system, basically the modern caste system.
it is the same kind of belief system. So these solar flares are happening.
And it's because of
Autonomic
that
nervous
issue and the
system.
racism that I have experienced that my work on the planet has not reached the people that it needs to.
Is seriously impacted by this, everybody knows this.
According to the article published by NASA, in January, you will have the opportunity to take in 4 bright planets in a single sweeping view. Now, these events are sometimes called alignments of the planets.
And I believe that emotions like hate and frequencies like that at times in some humans can be amplified during these periods in time. What meanwhile, some of us, we may be having a spiritual experience. In other words, this explains why you're going to see certain crimes.
And while it's true that they will appear more or less along a line across the sky, that's what planets always do. That line is called the ecliptic, and it represents the plane of the solar system in which the planets orbit around the sun. Approach closely to each other on the sky as we view them along a line.
So you want to check out on the Wayback Machine the things that Burrow Payne wrote about, or you can get his books on Amazon. But you can also just get the info for free. And that he did research into the many ways in which solar activity increases when we have planetary alignments and wars can transpire. Do you understand? Wars between people, and wars between nations. So understand, all arguments and conflicts right now have an origin with the sun. I've been warning about 2025 for a long time. We've been in countdown to 2025 for a long time. I've been warning about 2025 and the possibility of war, even world war, for over 10 or 15 years. But as far as interpersonal conflicts, divorces, fistfights, riots, all these things, this is what I've been trying to warn people about with my cards, is that they need to be safe and realize that there is a solar violence connection. When there's more solar activity, we have crime waves erupting. And what would be better is for me to just simply read the headlines to you rather than bore you or emotionally traumatize you with every detail of gruesome human trafficking. I need to start summarizing the news and giving you more info on what's going on with the news, what's going on with the sun, what's going on in foreign countries, what's going on with Trump planning to take people out of Gaza and put them in. Talk about Trump going like this. Let's rename the Panama Canal. Let's engineer this. Let's see how this will go. And it's all being engineered. Don't let me lose you. It's all being engineered to cause humans to clash with each other.
While they
As he lets
careen
the January 6ers that are
around the cosmic racetrack. This is exactly what we will be seeing from Venus and Saturn as they head for a super close approach in mid January. After the beginning of the month, they quickly get closer and closer each evening, appearing at their most cozy on the 17th and 18th before going their separate ways. Here are the phases of the moon for January.
The very process of our birth is connected to these cycles. If you complete 7 solar cycles, you will complete 1008 lunar cycles. That is, if you live for 84 years and 3 months,
We're going to look at what is at the Sufi Realities channel after this.
you would have completed 7 solar cycles and 1008 lunar cycles. If you
Now, I
just
should get more
manage to
nerdy with the math of astronomy and astrology.
live that long, if you just manage to live,
I need a good teacher in person, I feel, even to learn astrology, especially from a woman
complete 7 solar cycles
or a
and
man for that matter. But I
1008
feel like in
lunar
person is the way to learn certain things like the old world. Not everything should be online learning from YouTube.
cycles,
Like
then
MMA has to be done, real martial arts has to be done in person.
you can break
This
a
is the
certain…
purpose of me trying to hand out cards to promote a meetup so I can talk with people of different ethnicities and different people of different ages about preparedness for when these solar cycles take out our grid and we're dealing with looting, violence. And I'm telling you, when people are hungry, when they have not eaten, they are capable of human trafficking, which is why I'm placing extra emphasis on that as we face the solar event, as we face economic collapse. And I'm placing more of an effort on warning about human trafficking, which is why I reached out specifically to younger women and told them this isn't about dating. I am trying to warn you about events to come. Please give the channel a chance. Please take my warning with your boyfriend, with your significant other. Take my warnings, take these teachings from these spiritual guides and make the right decisions. Don't turn against God. As I told one woman that worked at the health food store, don't blame God, please, for whatever may have happened in your life. It's not really God that did that to you. It's the dark one or the evil one.
bond with the
This
earth.
is a time for me to tap deeply into something spiritual, to write a new blog, to do hours and hours of commentary, like speaking without stopping. And then maybe out of that explosive energy that I've got going on, this positive energy, this positive use of the juju juice, then maybe take shorts out of the different things. This is the important thing about me speaking in a free flow without censoring myself. I just also had a reunion with Gypsy Fox. Haven't talked to him in months. And if you want to hear me and him do a reunion podcast, hit the like, let me know. We'll do it anyways, and give you an update from his van life experiences in Southern California and Las Vegas.
Your bond with the planet is broken largely.
We don't agree
And
on everything, but he has good insight and is basically what seems to be an all-around trustable character in a world where a lot of people and YouTubers aren't. And I think that's important to see people like me and him of different ethnic backgrounds talking to each other. Jewish mystic, mixed race, curious, whatever the hell he is, this guy, that's what I like. A true, diverse, different races represented, and then hopefully trying to bring people back from an ideology that like the Nazis were right or something, which is not something that I can get down with.
very easily,
But some
with
people are now going to be on that path because of how they've controlled things. So I'm going to
a
be
little
mixing
assistance.
certain political observations with certain.
Even if you know nothing,
Let's go over here to Muhammad on what. These are the types of things we can just look at what his message is on his channel this week and see if we are receptive to picking up on it by just looking at the thumbnails. What is he saying this week? And is there a parallel in some of what I'm saying and what he's saying? What is he saying here in Salah doesn't equal aerobics? What is he saying without us clicking on it? I already know what he's saying. He's saying, bro, this right here is not really spiritual and shit. I just thought I'd let you know, all the y'all bing dong ding. It isn't really necessarily getting closer to God and stuff. It's ritual, y'all. And it isn't racist to point out that there's a lot of tradition in these religions that have not yet evolved. Portals opening up to heaven. Our hearts are like Masad al-Jah, where evilness should not enter. Now look at the art there. He has volunteers make the AI art. Those are jinn. And he has other videos showing that when we sleep, the jinn are attacking our dreams. Can I get an amen? That these dreams that we have, maybe we shouldn't trust what Leon said, but we should take it with a grain of salt. But he's basically saying that in the dream realm, they manipulate us. And I've also heard it said that we are not to necessarily share our dreams, that these are the things of illusions, that this is the matrix. The internal mirage, Allah, 7 names and 7 personalities. Don't claim you have seen Imad Mahdi. First, make sure you survive what's coming.
Enlightening lectures. Your words resonate with profound wisdom and compassion, touching my heart
We'll
in
just
ways I
listen for
never
a minute and then find other video.
expected. Your teachings, steeped in the rich traditions of Sufism.
So see how I try to spark the spiritual insight as we experience the solar spark?
Well, that made up for the other question. That's good. Solid. Emailed that there's somebody in the UK calling themselves Imam Mahdi. What do you think? Well, what I think is that, are you not watching the broadcast before you email us ridiculous questions? That we just talked about this the night before.
We're going to go look at Tamitha Slaw from the Space Weather Woman report next.
And this phase
We're just going to give him a minute.
of Dajjal people coming out to misguide people towards Sayyidina Mahdi salam.
Fake Muslims,
And it's
fake
not going to
Muslims,
happen.
fake Christians.
And it's not anything they can perceive, and that they have to be super prepared. The reality of Imam Mahdi salam is super powerful, immensely powerful, and people will not survive just trying to enter into that presence. It's of that type of nature. And before the
Thank you for remaining. Those of you that are watching that are the 4 viewers. It's like he's warning about the false light. He's warning about demons, false promises of being saved, when in fact it's a trap.
Zuhur, this world will be in 90 days of atomic warfare.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And then he
This is Sheikh
promotes
Nurjan.
charity.
Thank you for watching the video that you're watching.
Extinction type event in which these people want 6 out of 7 people off the face of the earth.
And you see why I talk about how I pick up on the blue-haired lady at Starbucks. It's okay if they want me to pay, but I shouldn't be there. They're talking about playing video games in which they're killing the human population. Don't they see they're playing these games for the alien reptoids to come after us later?
And they are
There's lunch.
inspired to do these things, and Allah
Coming up next.
Advent and the arrival and zuhur of Sayyidina Mahdi salam comes right at the point in which people are going to become
I don't
extinct.
understand his full cosmology, just so you know, nor the right on the background, but understand that I have an ancestor that links back to the origins of the religion that he professes to be explaining the spiritual side of, meaning that whatever connection he has to the sheikhs, I may have a connection there through bloodline. Okay. Let's just show you what's in the news. Okay, former teacher of the year accused of sexual abuse charges, pleads guilty. So you might pick up on for yourself, oh my God, he's right. The solar activity is picking up. Look at what's in the news. So this is me trying to increase the speed before we go to this and getting into news while getting into the planetary alignment. So you get it all in one. Mr. Young, or Denava Young, 29, beat son 14 to death with cord for not doing chores. Seattle, Washington, 20-minute video. Hippie Ninja, great content creator. I recommend Hippie Ninja. He doesn't reply to my comments. I've not trolled him, but I've commented on his channel 15 times. He won't budge. Former Gilman school teacher sentenced to 35 years in prison. Looks like certain somebody I met last month. Interesting resemblance. In Dodge lawsuit, states seek to continue blocking access to sensitive data. Apparently, Musk is going after Social Security cards, in case you did not know. I should do more of this. Watch later. And then we have this one. This is what I want to show you. We need to show you more of what the sun looks like in real activity from these smaller content creator channels. And then I showed you this channel, and 70 of you watched it. It's from Flare Aware. Okay, Flare Aware. Next, man killed after getting into argument at Houston gas station. Man allegedly drove over 700 miles with murderous intent. Woman wanted after assault of 83-year-old man. Mexican girl speaking Punjabi. That was recommended
dead
by the
after a
algorithm.
shooting outside of a
And the
gas
reason why I
station.
found that to be interesting is
Okay,
I believe that I have a genetic connection to the Latinos.
This is the former.
What I'm saying is I don't really feel that we're as different as we were told. So I want to investigate that. I feel like we have a deeper racial bond, that we're not as different as one might seem. So I have a passion for the Latina culture, and I've tried for a while now to make friends. And